Sometimes the most significant battles, they aren't fought with swords and arrows at all. They're fought with words, in those quiet moments of dawning realization right before the war even begins. And today, we're going to deconstruct one of those moments, the very first silent defeat of a king. All right, let's set the scene. Picture this. We're on the edge of the Kurukshetra battlefield. The air is tense. Just moments before the carnage begins, the Kaurava king, Duryodhana, is looking over the enemy army. But what's really going on in his head? What does a commander truly see in a moment like that? What's the mental calculus happening as he starts to speak?
Well, to find that answer, we're going to have to zoom in, way in, from this massive, epic battlefield down to a single verse, just 6 names. But trust me, these 6 names reveal a whole universe of strategic calculation and, yeah, a growing sense of fear.
So let's hear this verse, but not like a prayer or a chant. I want you to imagine this is Duryodhana speaking, his voice tight, like he's doing a tense assessment. Drishtaketus Chekitana Kashirajas Chaviryavan, Purujit Kuntibojas Cha Shaibias Cha Narapungava. Now, really try to hear that from his perspective. This isn't just a list of warriors. It's the sound of his confidence starting to crack.
See, what he's doing here, it's like a commander's mental inventory. Every single name he says to his teacher, Drona, isn't just, oh, there's that guy. No, each one carries this immense weight. The weight of political deals, personal betrayals, and strengths he knows he has to face head on. So let's actually do that. Let's break down this inventory. We're going to go through these 6 names one by one so you can really get a sense of the strategic weight each of these warriors brings to the table for the Pandavas. Okay, first up, Drishtaketu. He's the king of the Chedi kingdom. Now, here's what's so fascinating. His dad, Shishupala, was a sworn enemy of Krishna. So logically, Drishtaketu should be fighting with Duryodhana, right? Seeking revenge? But no, he's with the Pandavas. For Duryodhana, this is a huge blow. It's not just one warrior lost, it's an entire kingdom, a key political alliance, now pointed right at him. Then you've got Chikatana. This one's a gut punch. He's from the Vrishni clan. That's Krishna's own family. Now, sure, some of the Vrishnis, like Kritavarma, are on Duryodhana's side, and Balarama is staying neutral. But Chikatana joining the Pandavas? Wow, that just screams how strong their diplomacy is, how powerful Krishna's influence is. It's a painful crack in a dynasty Duryodhana was absolutely counting on. And then there's Kashiraja. You have to pay attention to this detail. He's the only warrior in this whole verse given the specific title Vyaryavan, which means something like immensely powerful or valiant. That is not an accident. It's meant to highlight just how incredible a warrior he is. Having a strong central kingdom like Kashi, led by a fighter this formidable, that's a massive, massive setback. Next, we have a pair, Purinjit and Kuntiboja. And these two show a totally different kind of strength. They're the Pandavas' uncles, from their mother's side. So their loyalty, it's not based on some political deal you can break. It's a blood bond. It's unbreakable. And man, that kind of steadfast family loyalty, it's a stark contrast to all the shifting allegiances happening in Duryodhana's own camp. And rounding out the list, we have Shaibya. He's given this incredible title, Narapungava, which basically means hero among men, or the best of men. Think about what that does. It speaks volumes about his reputation for being honorable and righteous. Having a guy like that on the enemy side, it gives the Pandavas this incredible moral authority. For Duryodhana, that's a huge problem. I mean, how do you motivate your troops when the best among men is fighting for the other team? So you see, this is so much more than just a list of names. It's not a roll call. It's a fortress of strength. And it's built from all these different powerful materials. And this is where it all clicks into place. Duryodhana wasn't just seeing 6 guys. He was seeing a whole strategy. He saw Drishtaketu, and that meant political might. He saw Chikatana, a symbol of clan support that was supposed to be his, now turned against him. Kashiraja was pure individual valor. Purujit and Kuntiboja, that's the unbreakable power of a blood bond. And Shaibya, he represented moral authority, the weight of Dharma itself. What Duryodhana saw was a complete, multi-layered, and frankly, terrifying alliance. And that is why this one verse is so significant. It's so much more than just a roll call. It's like we're getting a direct peek into a commander's mind as he's processing a terrible truth. This is the sound of the very first crack in the morale of the entire Kaurava army, and it's starting right at the very top. Which brings us to our final point here. This is about the first, silent defeat. The battle that happens in your head long before the real battle ever starts.
You know, a commander's first loss, it's almost always in his own mind. Duryodhana is no fool. He's a skilled strategist. And in this verse, he's being cold, sober, and analytical about his enemy's power. He's not bragging or boasting. He's calculating. This shloka is the exact moment he truly gets the sheer depth, the breadth, and the moral force of the alliance he's up against. And just like that, before one arrow has flown, the very first seed of doubt has been planted in his mind.
So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? When a commander's brilliant strategy slams up against a reality this powerful, when doubt gets into his head with that much force, was the war already lost for Duryodhana right there in that single moment of realization? Just one shloka, 6 names. And in them, we hear the very first echo of doubt, right before the fall of an entire kingdom.